We got another great harvest of tomatoes. This basket's full, and then we've got all these over here, along with a couple of bell peppers that I went ahead and picked. I got some basil down in there too, and harvested another little bouquet of beautiful flowers. I'm going to save all these seeds separate, and those will be for my daughter-in-laws that want zinnias, because they're such beautiful colors. Anyway, guys, we are going to be making garlic rosemary roasted tomatoes with all these. And this will be great in chilies, soups, stews, but mainly chilies and soups for this winter. And if we have a recipe that calls for garlic roasted tomatoes, we're going to have them. We've never made it before, so this will be my first time. You guys get to come along with me as we make roasted tomatoes. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I've got all these already cleaned up. I'm going to be, some of the smaller ones, I'll probably just quarter those. These bigger ones, I'll probably cut in 6 pieces. I've got 2 pans with a little bit of olive oil in them. Here's my other one. And we're going to be using salt, pepper, fresh thyme, fresh rosemary. And because I did not grow garlic this year, I'm hoping to possibly grow some garlic over the fall. That may be the only thing I grow. But anyway, we're going to use some great value minced garlic. So, olive oil to coat my pans. We're going to do a mixture of minced garlic, salt, pepper, fresh thyme, and fresh rosemary. And we're going to get those tomatoes cut up. We're going to put them in our roasting pans and put them in the oven. I'll bring you guys back along when I've got them cut up. Okay, so what I did was cut up my tomatoes, put them in my pans that had a little bit of olive oil in them, and then I drizzled a little bit of olive oil on the top of the tomatoes, and then I had mixed up my salt and pepper together and just sprinkled that on the top. Then I sprinkled some of the minced garlic, and then I took some of my rosemary and thyme fresh from the garden and spread that over the top. It looks so good. I could just take a bite of it just like that. Anyway, let's pop these in the oven and let them roast. I've got the oven on 350. I don't know how long I'm going to leave those in there. I'm going to come check them in about 20 minutes. Set my timer for 20 minutes. And I'll come check them. Okay, I jumped ahead a little bit. I pulled these out of the oven, so I left them in the oven for 1 hour on 350. And they're perfect. I'm going to do a little taste test. Absolutely. I think the next batch, I'm going to add a little bit extra salt. But I'm over here. We have these jars from some previous sauce that we had purchased. And I'm going to just use these jars. That one actually even says roasted garlic. And I've got a few of these. So this, I filled this jar up. That was this whole pan full right here. So 1 pan per jar is what it's going to look like it's going to take. So I will water bath these to seal the seals on them. and we'll get these added to the pantry shelf. So I'll bring you guys back along when we're done, and we'll see how much we got.
That sounds great.
Okay, so for the second part of what I'm making with the tomatoes I just harvested is oven roasted tomatoes with green chilies. So I've got those upside down. I quartered them out. I've got them upside down in with some garlic, salt, pepper, and onion. And I've got them down in the broiler. So when I pull those out, I'm going to let them cool off for a little bit. And then I will be pulling the skins off. Okay, we've got these out of the broiler and they look amazing. All that char to it is exactly what you want. So I'm going to let these cool off. Now, these make a lot of juice when you roast them. Keep the juice, because that's what you'll use to pack your jars with. You'll put the juice back into the jars so it's all natural and you're not adding water or anything. You're going to put the natural juices back in there. So I'll bring you guys back along when I am packing the jars with this. I'm going to let them cool off. I won't bore you through the peeling them, but yeah, they look great. Check out all that charring on there. And then I've got these in the water bath canner. This is the garlic roasted tomatoes with rosemary and thyme. Okay, check this out. These 7 quarts of the roasted garlic. Now these are recycled jars. I'm hoping that they will seal. And if I find that they won't, then I will redo these in regular quart jars. This is a regular quart jar right here. Anyway, I like these jars because they're already a fancy roasted garlic, and that'll be easy for us to remember that that's what that is. But anyway, look at that. Pure goodness, ready for a pot of chili. Then I've got all the flame broiled roasted ones over here, and I'm getting ready to cut those up a little bit, chop them up some, and put them into jars. I think I'm going to do, yeah, I'll go ahead and do quart jars for that. I'll probably get 3 or probably 4 quarts out of that. Well, this is going to wrap up our video for our second harvest of tomatoes and what we made. We ended up with 7 quarts of the garlic roasted tomatoes with fresh rosemary and fresh thyme. These are the fire roasted tomatoes with green chilies. We ended up with 2 quarts and 4 pints. Now it's time to get these out to the pantry shelf. Now, if you have not subscribed to our channel, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, because you don't want to miss any of our videos, and you sure don't want to miss what we're going to make with the next tomato harvest. It's going to be some things that we use on our homestead, in our kitchen, with our cooking and our meals, and it's going to eliminate more trips to the grocery store. This right here is already eliminating trips to the grocery store. As you can tell, This is something, a jar that I reused, and these sealed, by the way. Every one of them, I heard them, every one of them pop. Spicy Tuscan tomato. That is something that we love. We love experimenting with different things like that. Roasted garlic marinara. And so it was so fitting for me to use these jars for something very similar to that and putting it on our pantry shelf. So hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think I'm going to be making next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.